Hi, this is Phil Aguilar from PhilAguilarOnline.com, and I want to thank you for joining me. This is day 4 of my video challenge, and today I have a subject that most of you are probably familiar with, and this is something that if you have kids, you've probably talked to your kids about this, but it's something that is important enough in business to really bring up as a subject that everybody has to utilize, has to think about. And but what I'm saying is how your mind works against you sometimes because of maybe the people that are around you or the people that you surround yourself with. And what I'm saying about kids is that we all, I think at some point, anyone that have kids would say to our kids, we don't want you hanging around with those guys, or we don't want you hanging around with these guys, or things like that. And I know I have, as an example. But it's because we don't want them turning out like them, and whatever area of the country you live in or part of the world that you live in, you're always going to have people that are going to have a negative impact on you. And whether you're 12 years old or whether you're 40 years old, I think you're always going to have that. So what I'm saying is you end up being very similar to the people that you hang around with. And this is something that if you read any kind of entrepreneurial books, any kind of any book that would talk about your mindset, they would tell you that you have to hang around. You should not necessarily hang around, but you should be with people that build you up, that encourage you. And I think that goes without being said. I know that I need that. I don't need people that are negative around me. Now, something that people might take this wrong. And what I'm saying is, don't cut out the family members that are harping on you. Just maybe not include them in what you're doing. If you have family members that are always talking negative and things like that, it doesn't mean you have to be with them all the time. It just means that, maybe you might not want to bring up the subject of your business or your next venture, or how you're going to quit your job, or things like that, because you know how they're going to react to that. They're going to react to that negatively, and you're going to start feeling like, wow, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And that's what I'm talking about, mindset. When you're involved with people, or you are always hanging around with people that are negative, you're going to end up being negative. And that's something that we always have to be aware of, who we're with. Now, granted, you're never going to get rid of that completely. But when you're an entrepreneur, it's going to be hard. If you're an online marketer, if you're a network marketer, if you're trying to start a business, maybe a home-based business, that you're going to need a lot of backing. You're going to need, your family's going to have to understand that you might be busy at times. Your friends, things like that, and they're might make fun of you, might poke at you. Hopefully not, but the point is that you need to start filling in those gaps with people that are going to encourage you, and that's really important. That's very important, and I can't stress that enough as to how we have to be focused on what we're doing, which means that we're going to have the encouragement of people around us. There's going to be a lot of things fighting for your time, and there's going to be a lot of things that you're doing that aren't going to be profitable. That's the things that you don't want to drag off. You want to focus on what's on your business, on what's going to be profitable. If you start dealing with technical issues and things like that are really going to frustrate you, you need to reach out to people that are going to encourage you through it, or might even be able to help you with it, but at least give you a positive outlook on things. And I've come across so many people that have been just great with me in the process of building a business online. And it is it's such a blessing that I don't know what I'd do without it. And that's the thing is you got to keep on reaching out to these people. Watch who's maybe involved with your business, maybe not necessarily involved with your business, but who's aware of what you're doing. Because if they're aware of it and they're making fun of you, or they're poking at you, or they're saying, it's not going to work, or you might as well just go to work and punch the clock because you're never gonna make a living offline. You really got to rethink your relationship status with those people. And that's my tip of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Day 5 coming up. Thanks for joining me.